Hello, chemistry students. Today we are going to talk about something that we've already talked about a bunch, so this should be some easy points for you today. We are going to talk about monatomic ions. The definition of monatomic ions is an ion that consists of a single atom with a positive or negative charge. The ion's charge results from the loss or gain of one or more valence electrons. So let's refer back to the periodic table. We've done a lot of work with this, and you know how to find the charge of any element on this periodic table. If it's group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, you know that the group number corresponds to the number of valence electrons. And then you know that every atom would prefer to have a full valence shell, so everything in group 7 will form something with a -1 charge, because it will gain 1 electron in order to get 8 electrons. Everything in group 6 is going to form something with a -2 charge, because it needs to gain 2 electrons in order to have a full shell. Group 5 will have a charge of -3. On the other side of the periodic table, you know that group 1 elements will form ions with a charge of +1, because they only have 1 valence electron, and it's easier to get rid of that electron than it is to add more. Elements in group 2 have a charge of +2 because they shed their 2 valence electrons to reveal the full shell below. And then group 3 will have a charge of +3. Group 4 is sort of a special case. It could either have a charge of plus or -4, because it is the same amount of effort to lose 4 as it is to gain 4. And then we've also talked about the transition metals. And you guys know that these ones typically have a charge of +2 because of the 4s group that comes, or the 4s or the 5s or the 6s that come before. But they also can shift their electrons around more easily, so sometimes you need to check your periodic table for common oxidation states in order to find out its oxidation number. And I would give the same advice for the group F elements. Check your periodic table. In any question I give you, if a transition metal is involved, I will write it with a Roman numeral after it. So it would be like MO2. So that will tell you that this transition metal has a charge of +2, but since they are metals, they will form cations, or positively charged ions, instead of anions.